Hey everyone, how are you doing today? I'm just coming onto Facebook, looking at my iPad to make sure that we are live because you never know. Now, probably this is big face right in your screen. So let me just look here. I am here. I can tell because of my apron that I'm live here. Okay. You can tell because of my apron. Let's turn that down. And swipe. Let's see who's joining us today. Okay, hi Keiko. So I'm just gonna wait a minute until for more people to join us. There is one thing I wanted to add. I was reading over these instructions. I actually painted this a long time ago. And we need to add blue mist to the instructions just for those that know, but I'll put that up in the group later. That's what we shaded the vintage with. And if you don't have stuff, I mean, you can substitute, right? So I did the chalky paint vintage for the dress. You can use winter blue. It'll look really pretty, goes along with it really well. So you can use that. Soft sage just takes a lot of people don't have soft sage because it hasn't been around for a long time. Still one of my favorite colors. But you can use celery green. Just add a little bit of, warm white or bleach sand to it to soften it up. Trying to see what other colors here. Mocha, you can use warm beige. Heritage brick, you can just use Brookwood red if you want. You can look at the color, you know what it looks like, and just find one that you think is appropriate and will go well with it. I'm just looking to see if there's any others. That's about it. Most people have the others. How is everybody today? I'm I was getting organized here. You all know me, right? What's Debbie gonna forget today? Because I always forget something. Always. It doesn't matter how organized I am. Doesn't matter when I start. I always forget something. So last night I was getting all organized. It takes a long time to get organized for these lessons, right? So I had to do all the base coating and do all that, and then clean everything up after I got all that done. And then I had to get all the paints and everything ready. And then this morning, about 20 minutes ago, Deanna sent me a message with a list of all the things for me not to forget. Because she knows, don't you, Deanna?
I do.
She knows. That's gonna forget something. I warned everybody during the lesson last night that I was gonna forget something. And I probably would. And I still might, you never know. It's still early. Yeah, so we are doing Bunnies and Baas today. Love this one. It's so pretty. I love the color scheme. I mean, you can change it up a little bit, do any color really that you want. And then this is one on the other side. This one has pretty much the same color scheme in it. Yeah. And this is my Bunnies and Pots one. Yeah, they're so cute. I just really like these. For everybody who's, I did not realize this. Okay, so I had to get ready for the class day, but I did not have this surface anymore. So I was looking around trying to find a surface that I could use that would fit. I might a whole lot. Anyway, I had this great breadboard. Let's see the breadboard. See, you come back a little bit. I think I'm awfully close, aren't I, to this? Anyway, I had this breadboard, so I thought, oh, this would be great. It's just not quite as wide, so I'm going to have to fiddle dick with the words to get it in properly. But when I was looking at this surface, I'm going, what the heck? I couldn't figure out why all the stamping I did on the background was blue when I thought it was black. Anyway, I'm going to show you why. So that I was ready for the class today and had all this base coating and everything done. I, of course, had to finish the background. So, but I'm going to show you how to do it. I just got a piece of wood and I'm going to show you how I did the background so that you all know how it's done. Who's out here today? Melissa and Sandy. Good morning to Indiana. Hey, Dab. Patricia, is it Patricia? I'm not quite sure. Judy, Keiko, Brenda. I think we're going to get started because this can take a while. So anyway, I have already base coated this flat. This is your background. I've already base coated this with Timeless.
Deb says you need to go through her stash because she has lots of those.
I didn't realize this until last night, Dad. Or I probably would have phoned you up and said, Dad, help. Help, help, help. We had a ray of sunshine emergency this morning.
Roxanne's watching.
Roxanne. Hello, honey. I talked to her this morning. She should be at work. Well, she should be working at work. That's a great job. She cannot wait to retire. Right, honey? Right, she says. Cannot wait to retire. I'm just going to put these away and bring my light. This is my special light. Just a little bit closer here. There. How's that? Is that okay? Is that good? We don't need that in there though. Okay, so this is my Timeless. I want to make sure this camera is good, everybody. Okay, so this is my piece. It's just base coated in Timeless. I have to check my shadows. More of a shadow from the left. I think there is. On the right. That's good enough. Okay. So this is base coated in Timeless. So the first thing I wanted to do was I want to take my warm white and I'm just going to dry brush over this surface with my warm white. And I'm using a really wide brush. Not only is it going to take forever, but it's going to be too swirly. I like it to be bigger. A bigger dry brush. So I'm getting rid of as much as I can on here. And then I'll take it and wipe off as much as I can too. And she's just gonna go on my hand. I know that's what a horrible habit, right? But I do. And I'm gonna kind of pounce this on. Instead of just doing a real smooth dry brush, I like to pounce on my color. Wiggling. High school for 36 years, the administrative assistants are the most important people. Wow, look at that, Roxanne. Someone said you are the most important person in the building. It's Brenda. You should send her flowers. I'm just gonna add a little bit more. I want to soften this up really nicely. So again, this is what you would do with your entire surface. So you can see how nice and soft that is now. Now, this is the stamp that I'm using. This is the Stupendous Decor Clean Script stamp, but you can use any stamp that you want, and it can be a little one. You just do it randomly or all around. I'm gonna take my lamp black. I'm gonna put some on here. And I'm gonna use my brayer to load my stamp. Now, this is kind of threw me yesterday because when I was looking at this, I don't know if you can see, but this is the stamp all in here. And it's blue, like, oh, it's blue. And I was looking at it going, why did I put stamp in lamp black when this is obviously blue? Well, I'm going to show you. I surprised myself. I'm smarter than I thought. I'm just kind of turning it a bit. I'm gonna add a little bit more paint to this. I'm just gonna take a baby wipe and wipe this down a bit. So I can wash it. It'll just remove some of it so it doesn't, of the paint, so it doesn't get built up too much. Okay. I'm gonna get the black off my hands. So you can see this is definitely black. Wipe my brayer too, actually, while we're at it. I'm hoping I did not put too much on here. It's dark, we'll find out. Okay. I'm thinking I might have made it a little bit too dark right here. I don't like to get it too dark, but I really want to show you this blue. So I'm gonna just dry this off. Oh, Brenda, my son does that. My son, he used to be, we call them education assistants. But now he's, I don't know, he's kind of in charge of the EAs, like he's the mediator between the EAs and um, the, the people who make the, uh, I guess the higher ups, right? He's the one who kind of looks after them and does all that, or what, all the EAs, so. Yeah, he loves his job. Okay, so you'll see, so you can see how some of these are really dark, some of these are really light, so that is actually good. You may not want to do yours as dark, so just don't press as hard, but I really wanted to show you what happens. So I'm gonna take some soft sage now. and put it on a little piece of wax paper here. You spray some water on it. I'm gonna actually pick up some water too. Whoops. Do not have water right beside the big electrical outlets, everybody. I'm gonna do a wash, and this is with soft sage again. If you don't have soft sage, just take some celery green, lighten it up, maybe one-on-one with some warm white until you get a softer color. But I'm gonna take this soft sage and I'm gonna spread it over this surface. Just a wash of it. And I'm gonna actually leave it on for quite a while. And then I'll see how much, if any, I want to wipe off. But you want it to be quite green, so. That's weird today. My lighting is really weird today. I have this big ring there that I shouldn't have. I do not know why. It is weird today. I think it's so bright outside, even with all the. Oh, I think I'm going to wiggle that. Put out of the way. Just gonna see if I can get rid of that light. I don't know which light it is. Weird. I'm gonna move this back. I don't think I need quite that much. Hey, Claudia. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a little piece of paper towel. And just kind of wipe that off a bit now. And if you find you've ever let it get too dry, just take a water bottle and just kind of spritz it. But what happens is, as it dries, I can dry this, I can show you. This black turns blue. Why the black turns blue with green over it, and it's a real blue, but it looks so pretty. I really love this color. Really just adds to the aging, the age effect on here. So you can see it. It is blue. Ah. I got the paint on this. Got on. Oh, my hair dried. I think it's going to throw it away because it's getting in the way here. But I'm going to show you in just a sec. And the more it dries, the bluer this gets. Like this is going to end up getting really blue. So after a while, it's going to look even bluer. I want to wipe this off here. There, that there. So I'm going to show you what I did. So last night, Get some of this off my hands. Because we all know I'm gonna wear this. Okay, so last night when I did this one, you can see this blue here. I like the lighting here. The lighting is just awful. Oh. I wonder if that's gonna help. Might help me, I don't know. Anyway, so when I did this yesterday, you can see up here this how this black is turned blue. This was not this blue last night. This has gotten bluer overnight. It just looks so cool. So same with this. This that was black is now blue. And you can see it's kind of streaky and it's not even. Well, that's exactly what I want because it just gives a real aged effect to it. So you, of course, can do it any way you want. You may not like it to look kind of old and worn, and if not, then, don't wipe off any of the celery green. You can just leave on the float that you've done. I wanted to wipe some off, but I wanted to show you. So this is all I did to the background. But you can see, I wanted to show you how this black turns blue. So now you know how to do the background. So we can go over to our piece now. So you can see I've got everything base coated, and like this took me 2 hours last night, so it takes quite a while. I'm just gonna get some wrap paper out. If you find when you do it, if you take off too much, just come back and add a little bit more of a wash. You don't have to just leave it the way it is. And if you don't take off enough and it's dry, just give it a little spritz. Wet it down. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, so I've transferred on this pattern now. I'm going to just go around the outside of it. I think I might actually wait. I'm going to I said in the instructions to now do all the shading around the edge and around the piece, but you know what? I think I'm going to do it when I'm finished. We're going to go right on to the bunny. So I have base coated the bunny's ears, the head, the paws, the sheep, the bunny legs, all of this light buttermilk that you see. That's light buttermilk. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to do a little dry brush. No, I'm going to do a little buttermilk actually. I'm going to take buttermilk and I'm going to shade this. So I'm going to use my angle brush. Again, this is Chris's 1/2 inch angle. We all know it's my favorite brush. I'm going to get it good and wet. Now I kind of do like to dance. I dance my shadings so that it comes, comes in, that's not just as perfectly even shade all the way around. I'm going to start up here and you can see how I kind of dance my brush around it. And it's quite a float shade. I do use quite a bit of water. But see how I come out and then go back to the edge? And I'm going to do that all the way around. And I honestly am barely touching this surface. A lot of people like to, really lay their brush down flat. I like to dance and just very, very lightly touch the surface. I like the effect that it gives. I can come back and add more color if I want, but if I shade too dark, then I'm kind of stuck with it. Thank you, Barb. Yes, I'm kind of flipping between doing this and doing the crafts. So you'll see me doing both now in this group. My other group is strictly kind of a crafty group. This one, yes, I am gonna start doing a bit of both. But I just keep picking up more of this buttermilk. Isn't it a pretty color? So we watched hockey last night. My team lost, didn't it, Deanna? It lost to Deanna's team.
Oh, darn.
But that's just because our good players didn't play last night. They rested them before the playoffs.
So did ours.
Not as good, not as much as ours. We will win. They are saying though, a Vancouver, Winnipeg, Western final. Is it
I don't
Western
know.
Pacific?
I don't know if we'll get past Colorado.
Yeah. You never know.
That's right. It's a whole new season when playoffs
new-
start.
Yes. So I'm gonna go around the face. I'm using the same thing. I'm just dancing it down to that edge. You see, I'm always lifting my brush. What is this picture like, ladies? It looks a little blurry to me. I tell you, I think this Facebook Zoom, I swear they're making it worse. I actually tried to go live, so I have a group and it's just me in it, me and my sister. And I go in and practice things in it. So I thought I was gonna try and go live again. I can't, like it freezes and I don't know what is going on with Facebook Live. Why I have so much trouble. It doesn't seem to matter what group it's in. But I've heard other people are having trouble, but I see people putting up videos all the time, so I don't understand why I'm having trouble with Facebook Live. And they aren't. Because I'm Canadian. I'm gonna do the little bunny too. Go around his little kind of ears.
Have you ever thought of trying YouTube?
I haven't gone live on YouTube yet. I do have a YouTube channel, believe it or not, or a YouTube. What are they called? Are they called channels? I do have a YouTube thing. And there actually are videos on it, believe it or not. And I was thinking I wanted to start doing some YouTube, but I wish you could do YouTube and Facebook at the same time.
Tracy Moreau does.
You can do it at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
What do you use, two different cameras or?
I'm not sure how she does it, but I know she does because I watch her on Facebook, but she is live on YouTube as well.
Huh, I'm gonna have to. Maybe I'll message Tracy and ask her. Oh, and heck, she does it. I'm gonna come down. for the legs here. I'm gonna do this under the dress and the inside edge of the legs. And on this one, I think it's the outside edge of the legs. You see, I'm still dancing my brush and bringing that color out and in. I'm going to do these sheep. And I'm going to just go all the way around this edge. Again, dancing that color. And then out from that edge. Let me know if I go off screen, Dan. We have a beautiful day. It's supposed to be a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Like up in the 20s, I think, Deanna. At least
Not,
here.
not for us because we're on the coast, so we're a little cooler. I think we're gonna
Yeah.
get like 17 or something.
I know it's gonna be nice, so.
I can hardly wait.
So for those in the States, our 20 is your 70. Pretty much. Okay. I think I've done most of the bunny. Okay, so I've done this part of the bunny. Now I'm going to take some warm white. And I'm just going to do some dry brushing in our little bunny. I think I'll use this one. So I'm going to use, this is my Dome Dry Stipple brush. Put that over here. I love these Dome Dry Stipple brushes. These are the Heinz Jordan Dome Dry Stipple brushes. After a while, they do get one down. Now I want to dry brush warm white all down the center. Put it down the ears. I'm actually going to do then the sheet since I have this out. The paws, face, down his legs. So I'm just kind of dry brushing all over that. Now I want to take some raw sienna. I'm going to deepen this shading. Now you don't want this too dark. So do quite a float shade of this. Make sure, again, you kind of dance this color around. I'm going to start up here. I think that's too much. Still think that's a little bit too much. I don't want it to be too dark. So I'm really using quite a bit of water on here on my brush. So I have really quite a float shade. And see if you can see, how I'm kind of wiggling and jiggling my brush. I'm not being exactly perfect on it. Just adds a little bit more, kind of texture and to the piece. Not do it exactly, right? Just coming up a little bit on the inside. I don't want to come up too much. Most of my color is going to be on the outside, these ears. And now I'm just going to go ahead and do all the areas that have to be done with the raw sienna. And I'm keeping this again really light, uh, kind of a floaty shade on here. And I'm also really using hardly any pressure, just kind of dancing my brush slightly around. Sandy LaFleur does a Facebook too. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to try that. Figure it out. I will figure it out because I have looked and I thought I wish I could do both at the same time. Because I would love to get my YouTube channel going more. So you can see I'm just going around every place it needs. Add more. Now we're gonna do the bunny's legs. And again, same place that I've already shaded with the buttermilk is where I'm now shading, whoops, with the raw sienna. Some spots I didn't do it as much, like I just did more the outside area, outside edges of the ear. And I'm going to do the sheep. And this pattern that I thought was very neat was whereas I did it on the original surface, and now I can be able to put it on this breadboard. So I'm definitely going to be hanging this in my kitchen. Yeah. Okay. Now, just along this edge that I didn't shade, I'm going to take a little bit of warm white. I'm just going to kind of highlight that edge a little bit. I like to look at just a little highlight here. So I've been keeping Dad very busy with cutting. And Tracy. Got it down to science now. You can see I'm just adding highlights here and there. And I'm using the same kind of dancing technique. You like to dance. Let's fall. And the inside edge of these little legs here. And the outside edge of this one. There. I think that's it. I'm gonna just bring a little bit more buttermilk into this. So I always like to go back after I've done things and just see if I need to add anything. And I'm really just going to take my brush and dance a little bit more of this buttermilk, just kind of here and there. Okay. I don't know. I am just not happy with the quality of this picture. I don't know, guys. I'm gonna make sure that my camera is really clean here. There. We're not gonna do anything because I cleaned my camera just before, so I don't really think that has anything to do with it. But anyway, okay. So we're gonna do the bunny's little face now. I'm going to take her cheeks and I'm going to dry brush them with a little bit of Heritage Brick. Now you can use, like I said, you can use liquid red, you can use if you want to go into dried clay or any of those colors will do. You can pick your favorite color that you normally use to do cheeks. I'm going to do Heritage Brick on this. What little brush? So I have these little brushes. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to just load it up and I am going to take almost all of that color away. I don't really want hardly any to be left on here when I do it on the paper towel. And then I'm just going to press really lightly. Because again, I can come back and add as much as I want, but I cannot take it away if I put on too much. So now, let's soften that up a little bit with it, just a little bit of water. It's going to soften that up a bit. Okay, I'm going to dry this off. And I'm going to take fawn. I'm almost out of fawn. And I'm going to line the mouth. You can see the nose and the mouth are all lined with fawn. So I'm going to use my 18-aught liner. And again, this is from Chris Toy. Really does have my favorite brushes. And I'm using my 18-aught liner because I want this to be, I don't like this brush, this one. I want one of my new ones to do this. There it is. Wanted to make sure I got my new one so that these lines are really perfect. Okay, so I just hand drew. So there's this little nose. Now you can use the line drawing. I'm winging it, ladies. And I'm bringing her mouth down like this. So I just, as I said, winged it. But it's in the line drawing, so you can do it exactly if you prefer. I love it when their face comes on and then because they really start to get personality. Now she needs eyes. So I'm going to use my ball stylus and my lamp black. Is how is it, Deanna? Does the picture look as weird to you as it does to me?
Not really. It looks okay.
Just me? Okay.
It's not crisp and clear.
Yeah, and I don't understand why. Like, I don't get it. I have like the latest iPhone that I use the camera on. I don't understand it. Why I have trouble. I just really don't understand it. Okay, so we're just gonna dot the i's now. And I'm gonna use my ball stylus. Gonna add in.
Could it have anything to do with the fact that you have a bright white background?
A white background?
Yeah, does that throw off
Well,
the camera? I don't know. It's just a thought.
let's see. Ugh. I don't know. Does it? Oh, that does look better. Doesn't it? Don't you think that looks better? Nah, I don't know. Maybe not. I do not know, but it drives me crazy. I see all these people and they have these really nice, beautiful, clear ones, and mine is not. I'm not sure why. If it goes through on Zoom. I don't know. I don't know. Drives me a little bit nutsy though. Okay. So we dotted her little eyes. And then I want to take this a little bit of this black and go under them. And then she's gonna dry this, but she needs a little white dot in her eyes because looks weird to me. I'm just gonna have a little white dot. Okay, now we're not gonna do the whiskers or and the lining and the hair and that until we get other things done. So we're gonna go into the blues now. So I base coated this already and I base coated in the chalky finish vintage. You don't have it, don't worry. Use winter blue. It's very close and it'll go along, or whatever color you like. You may want to go into a totally different color scheme, but you can use winter blue. So I'm just gonna shade this with blue mist. All the blue areas are shaded with blue mist. How this, see, this background blue, 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 blue. And it was black. See how blue it is? I think that's so cool how it changed colors like that. I'm sitting here looking to see if it made any difference taking away the white background. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look in it.
No, it really didn't.
No, see, I don't know what it is. I honestly don't know what it is. My son-in-law said change the camera on your phone because I was having it pointed towards me. And he said to use the other side, the main camera on the back. So I'd been doing that. I just don't, doesn't seem to make any difference. Wondering if it's the computer. Because that's what the Zoom goes through, right? Really is the computer. Maybe it's my laptop. Maybe it doesn't like my laptop.
Yes, but didn't you just get a new one?
Yes, this is new.
Yeah, so
I don't know. Can't do anything about it right now. Mine is wonkier than usual this morning. Yes, I tell you. Okay, so I am using blue mist and I'm going to just start shading.
if you base coated in winter blue, what would you use for a shade?
You can still use blue mist.
And if you don't have blue mist?
Oh, well, I would just go through your supply and see what colors you have that you think will, yeah. Because you know, you don't want to be too dark.
Right.
And they've eliminated so many of the colors that I would normally have used with blue mist, with winter blue. So I would really just go through your stash. Try some out on, you know, another little surface and just see which ones you like. You can make blue mist by using thicket. If you use thicket and add like 2 to 1 with warm white, so 2 warm whites and 1 sorry, 2 warm whites and 1 thicket. I think that's it. Anyway, it gets really close to blue mist. But just so you can try that. But most people, if you don't have blue mist, you probably don't have thicket either. Kind of shadiness. This is one of the reasons that I stopped doing these paintings, was because I was not happy with the videos. I really don't know how to fix it. But it seems a little worse today than it usually does. Don't you think, Deanna? This seems a little.
It could be just because it's so bright out. So it's
Yeah,
affecting the light.
yeah, I'm gonna turn that off. See, I don't know. I'm just gonna go into these edges. We're just dancing, dancing, dancing. Okay, now, I'm just going to take some warm white and I want to soften this up with my, by dry brushing. And I'm gonna use my Dome Dry Stipple brush, I'm using a smaller one right now, though.
Sandy Pyle said that when you turned off whatever you just turned off, it made it better.
Yeah, I turned off the the other light. Might be this that there's too much light. Thanks, Sandy. Yeah, I wonder if could the lighting be wrong? Bleep, bleep, bleep. That's all, folks. I don't know. I'm just gonna,
You're gonna have to hire a filming crew.
I said, yeah. Someone to come in and tell me what is wrong. So I'm just dry brushing through this just to soften that up. Okay. And now that after I do the dry brushing, I'm just going to go back certain areas, just touch them up. I always just go back every time I do something and just make sure that that I am doing it right. I'm going to take a little bit of this warm white, just go along this inside edge here a bit. Like a real light kind of wash of it. You don't have to, go too crazy. Okay, that's all I'm going to do there. Okay. So now, so the headband, I'm going to take a little bit of, sorry, I keep looking at this stupid ass picture. Oh my God, to say ass. Okay. I'm just gonna bring a couple of lines, just up on the, way too dark. Just like little fold or gather lines, just from the bottom a little bit. Okay. I'm just gonna leave these two things for a few minutes while we finish off the headband and the bow. Just having a few more of these kind of gather lines in here. Okay, so the bow is painted in mocha. So I want to take a little bit of heritage brick and I'm going to shade around it. Oh, actually, I think I'm going to use raw sienna. I think I'm going to use raw sienna. That's what the instructions say. I usually do heritage brick, and I guess I decided not to with this one.
Sandy Pyle says she doesn't really pay attention to how the video is. She's paying more attention to your process and your steps.
Oh, that's good. It still does. Oh, Phyllis says her shade chart says teal. I would not do teal. Yeah, I don't care what the shade chart says. I would not take winter blue and shade it with teal for this.
Teal's pretty bright.
Very bright. I would find a more vintagey looking color. That to me is just, yeah, too much. Okay, so we have done around the bow. Shaded around it with this raw sienna. Gonna dry it. And I'm gonna dry brush and go around with a little bit of warm white. Gonna have a little bit of warm white here and there. This softens it a bit. You can dry brush it if you want. I just kind of did a little wash over it. Kind of dance a little bit of a wash on. So far, Deanna, I have not forgotten anything. Like shocker. Because I usually do forget things. Oh, you know what?
I am very impressed.
Thank you. Just while we have this color out, I'm going to do the top of this birdhouse because the birdhouse was already also base coated in mocha. So I'm just gonna add a little bit to the top of this roof. This is raw sienna just to shade it. Isn't it funny how when you go back years later and you're one and you think, oh yeah, I did this and this, and then you read the instructions and it's like, well, no, actually I didn't. That isn't what that is. Yeah. Okay, so I've lightened this up just a little bit. I think I'm going to take my little dry brush. I don't know if I can get in here. Might have to use something else. Just want to add just a little bit. Just right in there. And now I'm going to take sage green and just add a few little polka dots to it. Now I have this, but you can also just use your ball stylus. I think I'll use this. Let's see how this does. It might not do enough. Yeah, I think. Thought I wanted to try this. But I think I'd come back. I think I'll come back and do dots. Add a little dot to each one. I'm gonna dry that off. Now we are outlining. This is when I was in my outlining phase. We're going to come back. And outline. Actually, you know what I think? Since we've got this part done, I'm actually going to outline it now. Then we can do the hair. So I'm just going to outline around here, and I'm going to use my paintbrush. You can use, you know, a micron pen if you like. And you can see I am not doing this. Exactly the shape of it. I kind of like to be a little bit more irregular with it. So you can see.
What color are you using to outline?
Just black.
Okay, perfect, thanks.
Yeah. I'm actually just gonna go around all these pieces, but again, not following the exact lines. I don't want this to be perfect. What did they say? It has to be perfectly imperfect. And I'm doing it really softly. I also went around the ears, and again, not perfectly. I like to do a kind of in and out. They don't line like this much anymore. These broken lines, you can see how they're broken lines. I'm gonna add the cutest little bow right here. I'm gonna do a wiggly jiggly. And a little wiggly jiggly down here. Now, I'm going to add, since we're down here, well, I think I'll just do the neck and then. Neck is done too. Okay, now, I'm going to add the whiskers while we're at it and the hair. So the whiskers I'm going to do in asphaltum. And I'm still using my 18-aught because I like these to be really thin, really nice fine lines. A little darker than that. I'm going to do that on both sides. But this is why you would go around the do the shading around the main pattern before you do this. I've just decided I don't think I'm going to shade around this. I haven't really decided yet with this one. So yeah, before you start doing all these lines and everything, you should make sure that you if you're going to do the shading around the edges. I'm going to give her some hair. So her hair is asphaltum and warm white. So I'm going to go back to my asphaltum. See, I'm not going too crazy. I don't want this to be really dark, so I'm not pressing really hard. And I want these to be really nice fine lines. Now I'm going to add a little bit of warm white. We're outside mowing their yards. I can hear the lawnmowers going. Oh, there. So got her hair and her face and her ears, and so this part is all done. Okay, so I think we're let's go to, I think we're gonna do I think we'll do the dress next and work our way up here. So we've already done the shading, the highlighting to the dress. So I'm going to use a ball stylus and we're going to dot these little sleeves with warm white. And you can just randomly do them. Down. Yeah, I don't think when I do the crafts that the picture is this not clear, right? Is it, Deanna?
I wonder if it's a difference because usually we're doing it later in the, like we're doing it later in the day and the light in your room is different.
Yeah, I wonder. Might be something I'm gonna have to look at is lighting. Maybe lighting plays a big part
Hmm,
of it, in it.
I'm sure it could get expensive if you have to keep buying different.
Well, yeah, you'd think, right? Okay, so we've done this part here, but this bottom part of the skirt is done. Lines. So just adding lines. You're gonna do vertically and horizontally. You can see I'm not doing them really nice and straight. Perfectly even, drives me crazy. They're a little unbroken, they're a little broken, a little uneven. There. Okay, so that really is all there is to the dress. I'm just gonna take a little look. Yep, that's it. Except for the outlining, which we will do in a little bit. Now I'm gonna work our way and we're gonna do this is the apron. So I base coated it in desert sand. We're gonna shade it in raw sienna. So I'm gonna get some new raw sienna out. Don't use your paint if you've made a puddle. And you get that little skin coat over the your puddle of paint. Don't use it. Paint right there, so I know exactly where it is. Okay, so this is just some raw sienna. And again, you can pick your own color scheme to do it. Here's the color scheme I've chosen. And move all the way around. I'm gonna go around the pocket and the bunny too, just around the outside of them. Let them stand out just a little bit. I always use the heel of my brush because there's no paint on it, just to kind of spread that a little bit if needed. In case you get too much color somewhere. Okay. So after I've gone and done this, I think I might need a little bit more. This is right here. Okay. Okay, so after I've gotten this part done, so that's with the raw sienna. I just want to make sure it's dry, and then I'm going to bring in some warm white and soften it up. Use one of my film dry stipple brushes that are, I tell you, I think the older they get, the more worn they get, the better they are. I like them better. I've just added a little bit of warm white to that. It kind of softens it up a little bit. And I'm gonna line it in soft sage, so I'm just bringing the lines down vertically. I'm not doing horizontal lines. And I'm doing them really light, like I don't really want them to stand out a whole lot. You can see, honestly, you can barely see them. But they add kind of you know they're there, but you don't really see them. They don't really stand out. So you can just do them nice and soft. And I'll show you what I mean. See if you can see. See how you can barely see them? Now, she has two little buttons up here too, and then we did the flowers. Now, I'm not gonna do the flowers yet. I'm gonna do the bunny and the apron and get that done, and the sheet, and we're gonna do the flowers last. Just because they involve dotting and stuff, and they're just gonna smudge if we don't do it right. And I do not want them to rub. And add a little bit of white to this bunny. Okay, so we're gonna do the pocket next. Now the pocket I did in soft sage, but I'm gonna take some Hauser medium green. And I'm going to shade with it. I'm gonna shade around the edges of the pocket. The funniest voice was saying in the subscription group, I think the reason I have such a lilt in my voice is from doing daycare for 30 years. Just whenever you talk about when I talk to kids, you're very animated. So I think that's why I have this crazy lilt in my voice. Go around this bunny to help him stand out a little bit. Okay, so I went around the edge with the Hauser medium green. I think I want to go around this one ear here. Go around it. It showed up quite enough when I went around here. He's gonna come back and do it. Now I'm gonna dry brush again, just a little bit of the warm white. Oh, that had a little bit too much right on that edge there. Take. Now I put a button right in the middle here. I winged it, okay? So you have the line drawing. So you don't have to wing it. You can put it on that way, but I am just winging it because I like the irregularity when you just look perfect. So this is just the button that I'm putting on, and I'm doing this. So I'm doing this in the vintage blue. However, you can do it in the winter blue if you like. Out of the way. And I'm just gonna go around the edge with blue mist. Put that away. To put that in one of my nice little containers because it's getting old and crusty. So just a little bit of blue mist to go around the edge. And again, you don't have to do this. I wanted to wing it because I like the irregularity of it, the non-perfectness of it. But of course, you can just follow the line drawing on the pattern. I'm gonna take a little bit of that Hauser medium green and I'm just gonna go around the outside edge of this button. Now I want to just dry brush in the middle of this button with a little bit of warm white. Must have really been in my dry brushing phase at this point. So there. And then I'm gonna take my liner. Just do a little line just around there. And now I'm gonna take lamp black. Do the threads. You can see I just made a pretty little X with it. And just had a little bit hanging down there. And then I'm going to take some asphaltum. And I'm going to go down the sides as if it was stitched with asphaltum.
I love all the little details you put in.
Thank you. And another line across there. Like that. Now I'm going to take. No, I'm going to do the bunny first. So we're going to do the bunny now. And it's done the exact same way as the other bunny. I'm going to take fawn and do the nose and the mouth. And you'll have it on the line drawing, but I'm winging it. So I did the nose, but now I'm gonna I want to add the cheeks in. So I'm going to use my heritage brick. And again, you can use your favorite cheek color, whatever that is. This is a really little area, so I'm going to use my really little brush. Just like that. Her cheek up a little bit too while we're at it. And then I'm going to take the liner and we're going to do his mouth. And I'm using fawn again to paint his mouth. And lamp black for his little eyes. Tell you, sometimes when I start designing, painting something, I think this is never going to look good. Why am I doing this? And then as I start adding things, I go, oh, hey, this actually doesn't look bad. The more that you do it, right? So got his hair. I'm sure I add hair just because I really do like lining things. Okay, now we're going to line around this, and I'm going to use my lamp black. This is my lining state. You do not have to do all this, edged lining if you don't want. I did it in the pattern, so I'm going to do it here. You can see when I do the lining, it's really fine. You don't want these really thick lines. So if you don't trust yourself, use a pen. Use your Micron pen to do the lining. Okay, then I did a few little, hashy tags. Just gonna do around this pocket.
Norma would like to know what size the liner is, please.
18-aught. This is Chris Hoy's. Chris Hoy. This is her Epic script liner. It's an 18-aught liner. It is my absolute favorite liner. I love it. I would not trade this. No one can take this away from me. I do. I really love it. I do well with it. It just seems to brush I think the hairs are, they just seem springy. They're springier. I think they're a little bit longer even. I really like these. These are my favorite. If anybody is out there ever looking for a new liner or angle brush or filbert flats, try Chris's. They really are quite amazing. I love them. Okay, so we've done this. Now I'm going to come up and I'm going to do the birdhouse. And then we're going to kind of fiddle down here. And then we're going to do the flowers on the dress. So we did that, the shading on that. I'm going to come back now. Come over here. I have to look because I want to make sure that I do this properly. Okay, so the roof is done in mocha. The bottom is done in desert sand. So I'm just going to go around the birdhouse, the bottom part, and I'm going to shade around it. When you shade, you do not have to shade really dark. I like to not shade too dark. Can build it up if you don't. I'm gonna dry brush this with a little warm white. A little bit of warm white. Now I want to do holes. No, I think I'll do the roof first. I think I'm going to do the roof first. So we did already base coated it in mocha. We shaded it with raw sienna. Now I'm gonna dry brush in warm white, but I think before I do, I just want to come around this edge, the roof edge that's closest to the actual birdhouse. Sometimes when you do this, if you dance it up, you don't have to dry brush. So I'm gonna try this. Yeah, see, now I don't have to dry brush. Just because when I danced it, came up and into the roof. So you can either dry brush it or you can dance it. Yeah, it's totally up to you. I'm gonna take this plaid pattern and I'm going to line it with warm white. And again, I'm doing it softly. I don't want these to, stand out like this is the first thing that you see are these stripes. Everything is just supposed to be a piece of the finished product. A little cross hatch down there. Now, there's two little holes. So I'm going to take, I'm just trying to think what I want to make these. Okay, I did forget something, Deanna. I wanted holes for the birdhouse, but I don't think I have that one. I don't. Well, Debbie's gonna wing it, but really just stencil the holes on. Stencil the holes on. I'm going to wing the holes in the birdhouse. How brave am I? Got one hole. And I'm gonna do this one bigger. There, my holes. Who is a manufacturer of what line? Normine, sorry. Is it the line of the liner? It is Cover Distributing, so it's Chris Hoy's. These are her brushes. She has these made for her. She designed them. Worked with the company um, uh, to get these exactly the way she wanted. There's a fabulous line. Nobody, if you haven't gotten any of her brushes, I truly recommend her brushes. They really are wonderful. Now, this is dry, but you know what? I just find it's a little uh, too stark, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So I'm gonna take a little piece of sandpaper. I'm gonna just rough it out so you can see how I removed some of the black. And that's exactly what I want. I wanted it to look like. I think it looks like that. I just didn't want it to be all this stark black. Okay, now we're gonna go around the roof. Around the house. I'll add a few little cross patches here and there on it. Go a little bit darker. Now, I'm going to do outline the sleeves and the dress before we do the flowers. So I'm just going to come back. And give this a little outline. Again, you can see how softly I do this. I do not want this to, when you look at it, to see that everything is lined. It's supposed to be just very, very soft. So if you're not comfortable with your liner, use a pen. Neckline. And just on the edge of each sleeve, I've done just a wonky little bow. And I'm going to do it just on the corner of each sleeve. Just little details, right? That kind of really make a piece super cute. Now she's holding this in her hand. Actually, she's holding, but we're not going to do that until after we do the flowers. I'm going to come down. We're just going to do this little sheep. I'm going to do his tail, their tail and their ears. So I'm just lining these on and then filling it in because they're very little. But you can use a round brush if you want to do this part. So before I line it, I'm going to put in, so the one has a star and this one has a button, and these are winged, like I just wing these. But of course, you can just follow my line drawing. So I'm using yellow ochre. And I'm really kind of washing this on. I think I used yellow ochre. I better just double check and make sure. Ah. Um, I don't actually say. It is true ochre. So again, I am just winging this. It's just a star. And it's really rough because I'm going to use my liner to actually shape this. And the other one is done. Oh, in green. So I did soft sage. And the button over here. And these are not supposed to be perfect. These are supposed to be just really vintagey, rusticy button and star. That's why they look like this. Now I took raw sienna and I did just a little washy here and there with this star. And then with the button, I took Hauser medium green and I did a little wash kind of a shade with it. A little hair on that from something. Maybe from me. Maybe. Me. Okay, and again, these are supposed to be really kind of rusticy, um, um, star and button. So don't try and do them too fancy. Now I'm going to take my black again. And first of all, I'm going to do legs. So darker. I'm just lining these legs on. There. And then I'm going to take the same black. I'm going to really just kind of outline the star and the button, but I'm doing it really like irregular. So you can see I've gone over and around the lines and And I'm making them kind of into buttons, so I'm giving them some thread. A bit of a bow, and then same with this one, but I took a little bit of the warm white. Here it is. A little bit more warm white. And I did do a little bit of dry brushing in the middle of this button. And then I took the warm white. I did kind of a line around like that. And then I went back and got the black. And I did the threads. Now these are dotted, I'm just waiting to dot them so that you don't have so that they smudge. I'm just going to line around this sheet. Line around these legs while we're at it. I'm going to give our little ladybug some antennas. And I'm going to pick up a little bit of the heritage brick and just shade along. I did a little kind of a wash with the heritage brick to make the ladybug. So I'm just going to pick up some more and just shade around the top of it like that. And dry it. And then I'm going to do just a few little ladybug dots. I don't like for some reason to even numbers, have to do odd numbers. Okay, now there's also a little ribbon on the tails. And I'm going to do it on both of them. Like that. And I did also a little bit on their legs so that their legs aren't too boring. This is liner still. Just does the best lines. Okay. I'm just looking, making sure I've got this part all done, and then we're going to do the flowers. Okay, I think we can do the flowers now. Yep. Okay, now to make the flowers on the dress, I'm gonna come up here. Oh, I took the chalky finish vintage. You can use winter blue, mocha, and warm white. So I'm gonna just start with one set. Here it is. I need one a little bit bigger than that. little bit bigger ball stylus. This one will work great. So to make the petals, which end do I want? Just gonna see which end I want. Oh, I think I want the bigger end. So I just did 5 dots. Like that. Now I'm gonna pick up my liner and pull them into the center. Just like you kind of do, you know, Dolly Parton hearts. I'm just pulling them into the center. So I'm going to start with the blue ones first. I'm just going to go around and do blue flowers here and there. And then I'm going to pull them into the center. You can add a little bit of water on your brush if you want. You can really do as much or as little as you want. Let's just pull these in. Move them around. I'm going to do one more down here. Let's do them in a little circle. I'm going to do these with all 3 colors. So I'm going to take mocha. I'm going to pull the paint into the center. You can also use the tip of your stylus if you really want them to be big. I'm just going to use my liner this time. You can make some bigger than others. And now I'm going to take my warm white and I'm going to do the last set of flowers. And you can do as many or as few of these as you want. Now we're just gonna do the centers of them. So the white ones, I did the centers blue, and again, I'm just gonna use my ball stylus. I'm just dotting the centers blue. Oops. That is a blue one. And just, you can just kind of, wing it a bit. I think I'm going to. Just kind of willy-nilly, I'm gonna do some white, some mocha, I'm gonna do some of these white. Okay, and then, believe it or not, I can never just leave welling up alone. I added some little ones just here and there, just more little dots here and there. And then I also took it and I added next little dots just around the outside of the centers. You don't have to do this all over. Be careful not to smudge what you've done. It's like something that I would do. And you do not want these to be these perfect little flowers. Just have fun with it. There. You can see how it just really brightens up her dress. I think it looks so pretty. I also went and took a little bit of the black. Off. Black, I think there's too much water in it. It's not going to show the color well. There, that's better. And I added some little, curlies coming out of these flowers. You don't have to have them coming out of every one. It just, is more detail, more work for you to do. I'm sure there's a rhyme and the thought process when I start asking all these things. I'm sure there is somewhere, right? Okay. I think that part is done. Now we're going to collect the birdhouse to the hand. The line goes like this. And then I'm going to do a, wonky bow here. like this. And we have one there, and then I want to do one coming from the ear down to the sheep. So sometimes do a like that. Now I want to have a few little stringies kind of hanging down from these. Just, makes it look like it's a little frayed. So just do some really thin frayed lines coming down. Maybe that a little bow hanging off of there. I think I'm just taking a look, making sure that I haven't forgotten anything. Oh, thank you, Norma. Norma says that the liner is on sale right now. Yeah, I believe all of hers are on sale right now. You can use my, I'm not sure how much it's on sale for. Are they 30% off right now? But yeah, best line. I love this liner. You will love this liner. And if you're looking for a new shader angle brush, these are fabulous. They hold so much paint. They're so springy that you just get the perfect dance in your strokes. I love these because I do like to dance my strokes. Now I'm going to take this stamp, So I have this stencil. I'll get it out. Now you'll see on this one that because it was a bigger surface, I was able to really put it around, but I'm going to just kind of pick and choose where I can put it. So I am gonna just add a little bit of this here and there, and I'm gonna do, I believe I did fawn. I'm just gonna make sure. Just make sure that I'm giving you the correct instructions. It's always good. On. Make sure, now this is getting quite messy. I'm surprised I have not stuck my hand in that 100 times. Okay, now I'm just going to get a stencil brush. Which one did I want? Is this one? And I want to stencil these on quite a regular. Like I don't want these to be completely opaque. I'm just going to do them rough so you can see. Up here is the believe. So I'm just going to add a few little sayings around. Thank God this one, and I have enjoy here. So let's use it. It's a little bit darker. Okay, there's, we have enjoy. I do want dream because I think so pretty. I'm going to put dream up here. But again, I'm not doing it all opaque. I want it to look rusticy. Put dream in there, and maybe I'll do a little be happy somewhere. I get be happy up in here. I think I can. Let's do be happy up here. Oh, my tummy's crumbling. Now I'm trying to think, did I eat this morning? I might not have. Be happy. How about laugh down here? Do it on its, do a little laugh. So you can put these anywhere. This stencil is from Deco Art. And it's called the Inspiration, I believe, stencil. Let me take a look. Yeah, it's the Inspiration stencil. How about? Yeah, trying to think of what I want to add. Do like love. We'll do love up here. Love. And maybe a little bit of hope down here. So it's just completely up to you how much of these letters that you put on and where you put them. I want to do a little one in here, maybe inspire down here. Inspire. Now I'm just gonna add a little bit of green grass here. So I'm gonna take my Hauser medium green. And I'm gonna take my stencil brush, scrumbler, dry brush. I use it for all. And I'm just going to pounce on a little bit of grass down here. Now again, if you want, you can do all around the bunny. I think I'll probably go around the edge a bit. You can see I'm just kind of pouncing a little bit on the edge. Just a little bit of the Hauser medium green, kind of pounce along the edge there. And then if you want to dirtify it up a bit, you can take asphaltum and add a little asphaltum around the edge. Or I'm going to show you what else you can do. Or you can use one of the distressed oxides. Let's see. One's walnut stain. You can take one of these. This one's vintage photo. I want to see which one I like better. I think I'll use vintage photo. So you can just take your vintage photo and go around the edges. It's just, I mean, it's like asphaltum. You can use asphaltum, but this is just an alternative. If you have the inks, the blending brush, you can use it. And just kind of dirtify these edges, dirty them up. Otherwise, just use your asphaltum. But you can see how it gives it a little bit of a aged look. And then the very last thing that you can do if you like is to take some lamp black. Now you can use lamp black, you can use asphaltum. Trying to think. Probably those are the only two colors that I would use. And we're just going to splatter this a bit. Now I want this to be really fine. So I'm just gonna just really, I mean, this is really fine. I'm holding it up a bit so that I don't get big splotches, and I really very, very finely. Doing it. And there, she's all done. Now on the original one, it has springtime. So if you have room, I just don't really have room. You can just letter it on. The lettering is on the line drawing, so you can easily do it. There. I'm going to do this and bring this back up to me. But let me back up to me. I come down enough. Down a little bit more. So this is it. But this is done on the breadboard. You can see this way. So yeah, I really like this. Is just they just turn out so pretty. And yeah, so this is my Bunnies and Baas for those that are interested in it, and you can get it on my website. And you can change colors. You can do, you know, change it to your color scheme if you want. But yeah, this is very cute. Thank you everybody for coming today. I appreciate it. My subscription group. See you on Thursday. We are doing our boot with the Raggedy Ann. So that'll be on Thursday. If anybody has any questions, let me know. Thanks, Suzanne. Thank you, Keiko. Oh, you paid $4 for them? Nora said she paid $4 for the brushes. So again, these are Chris Hoy. I use all Chris Hoy's brushes. I use her script liner. I have her angle brushes. I have her filberts. I have her flats. Here, I might put flat in here. I have her flats. I have, yeah. So all things Chris Hoy. When you are in need of new brushes, you have to try just try these out. They hold the paint in the water so beautifully. They just have so much spring to them. All the hairs or bristles are just a little bit longer, so that I think helps give them that spring. These are beautiful, beautiful brushes. Again, they're Chris Hoy ones. If you do need new brushes ever, give these a try. And that's it. Have a great day, a great weekend, everybody. I'll talk to you later. I'm gonna end this now. Bye-bye.